Hello everyone, welcome to Traveler's World. Let's start travel news episode number 5. Dubai International Airport has been the world's busiest for international flights in the month of May. As per the reports, the Dubai airport topped the list with 189,586 scheduled seats, as per the aviation intelligence firm the official airline guide, OG. It managed to touch this number despite its source market being closed to international travelers. 2 other regional airports also found a spot in the list, namely the Istanbul Ataturk Airport, 1.3 million seats, followed by Doha International Airport, 1.24 million seats. However, London's Heathrow Airport, which held the title of busiest airport in the same month in 2019, i.e., before the global pandemic hit, slipped from its top position and held the 7th position with just 747,420 seats. According to the OAK data, 4 Middle East air routes were the busiest in May, 3 of which connect Cairo to Riyadh. Air India has announced one free waiver on various services, including change in date, sector flight change, flight number on all domestic flight tickets for the travel period till June 30, 2021. As per the reports, this decision was taken after assessing travel restrictions that have been put up by the various state governments. Further, for travelers impacted by international travel bans imposed by various countries on travelers from India, the airline is offering such waivers as well. As per the reports, waiver facility is offered to travelers holding tickets for countries including the United Kingdom, United States of America, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and other countries that have imposed travel bans. Referring to this, Air India tweeted, "Due to the continued impact of COVID-19 across the globe bringing uncertainty in travel plans, Air India is offering various waivers flexibility to passengers who are holding tickets for international travel." The waivers and flexibility options that are offered by the national carrier include flexibility of sector change, flexibility of routing change, waiver for fare difference and change penalty, enhanced travel validity, flexibility of cabin change and enhanced refund validity. Reportedly, the offer of one free change in date. London's Heathrow Airport has opened a new terminal for travelers visiting from its red list countries, including India. Those coming to London via direct flights from COVID-19 high-risk destinations will now directly go through Terminal 3. From there, they'll be directed to a quarantine facility that the travelers will have to book at their own expense. The decision was taken after the airport staff raised fear for their safety due to overcrowding. A number of passengers here have been arriving from red list countries. A Heathrow Airport spokesperson said, "Red list routes will likely be a feature of UK travel for the foreseeable future, as countries vaccinate their populations at different rates." He further informed that they are adapting Heathrow to this longer-term reality by introducing Terminal 3 from 1 June for red list passengers on direct flights. Operating this facility will be logistically very challenging. The European Union's much-awaited digital COVID-19 travel certificate has been finally launched. The certificate was introduced on Tuesday, and it will allow travelers to start planning for summer holidays. The certificate will be standardized across the continent next month. According to the Commission, the digital COVID certificate will allow EU citizens to upload a proof of a negative COVID-19 test result or proof they contracted the virus and have recovered. The certificate will have a QR code with a digital signature to protect it against falsification. With this digital certificate, European travelers will not have to face any travel restrictions. As of now, there are 7 EU countries, namely Bulgaria, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Germany, Greece, Croatia, and Poland, who have signed the first certificates. Starting July 1, the certificate will be implemented across the bloc. Stella Kyriakides, the Commissioner for Health and Food Safety, said, "The EU digital COVID certificate shows the value added of effective e-health solutions for our citizens." EU citizens are looking forward to traveling again, and they want to do so safely. Having an EU certificate is a crucial step on the way. The Netherlands has lifted the ban on passenger flights arriving from India. Reportedly, it has also lifted a ban on flights arriving from Central America, South America, and South Africa. Reports have it that travelers from these areas will now be allowed to enter the Netherlands again. However, they will be required to test negative for the coronavirus prior to their departure and ensure that they follow all the quarantine protocols upon their arrival. However, there is still a European Union ban on non-EU travelers from countries where the coronavirus situation is not yet good. The Netherlands, however, has imposed a mandatory quarantine law, which comes into effect from June 1. As per the reports, those arriving into the Netherlands from an area designated as a high risk for coronavirus infection will be required to undergo mandatory travel quarantine. Now, as per the law, travelers will be required to quarantine at a location of their choosing for 10 days after arriving in the Netherlands. One can shorten their quarantine period by 5 days if they test negative for the virus after 5 days. Reportedly, quarantine rule has been made mandatory for those arriving from these high-risk countries such as India, Argentina, Brazil. Ireland is all set to resume non-essential international travel as Europe plans to open up for travel this summer. Ireland's Prime Minister has approved plans for non-essential international travel. The nation will follow all recommendations approved by the European Union as per its COVID travel certificate system. The COVID travel certificate system is something that will show a traveler's proof of vaccination, negative test results, or it should state that the person has recovered from COVID-19. The travel certificate system will also allow you to travel across the European Union without any COVID restrictions. Ireland is looking to have travel possible in a safe and sustainable way. It has also been reported that Ireland is going to resume travel with the US and the UK starting July 19. However, the European Union travel certificate is not applicable for travelers from the US and the UK. Ireland has had one of the strictest lockdown restrictions since it was declared a pandemic in March 2020. Starting June 1, domestic airlines in India will operate at only up to 50% of their capacity for next 2 months. An order was issued by Satyendra Kumar Mishra, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Civil Aviation on Friday. The cap shall remain in force till July 31, 2021. The order was passed after a heavy dip in passenger traffic and passenger load factor was noticed due to a sudden spike in coronavirus cases in the country. At present, airlines are allowed to operate at up to 80% of their capacity. Apparently, this is the first time that the government has decided to cut airlines' capacity since the resumption of domestic flight operations. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, share and subscribe.